Okay, 2003 Hayabusa. I was having a heart when the engine was hot. It would be a sluggish start, and or actually sometimes it wouldn't even start at all. I went through a whole bunch of different things to try to figure out what the problem might be. I saw something about a starter clutch, and I decided to open it up. If I could insert the pictures, I'll show you some pictures that I took when everything was all dirty. That was all gummed up with water, oil mixture, and made like a paste. The hotter the engine got, obviously the water would evaporate and the paste would get thicker, and that's what was probably causing that sluggish hot engine start, or no start in my case. I realized the problem was coming from here. In here, this would be where the starter, this goes up against the starter. Apparently, let me see, this in here is a good amount of surface, and the starter has like a O-ring, like a rubber O-ring that's supposed to seal there. I'm guessing, I'm hoping there's not another source of this feeding water into my engine oil, but as I'm guesstimating right now, it seemed like a little loose, and so what I'm guessing, like I said, is that the O-ring on the starter that seals there in here was letting water in. In any event, bottom line is there was water and oil mixed, and it was creating like a paste. There was paste in here, and it was causing, this was all gummed up. This is called a limiter. It was not moving whatsoever. It was so stuck on the spindle that I thought maybe it wasn't even supposed to move on the spindle. But as you can see now, I cleaned it up pretty good. You can see it was so beat up that it actually discolored from probably heat. The amount of heat that was created when this was trying to spin. It's discolored, you see. And I scrubbed it down with Brillo and a razor blade. That's about as good as I'm going to get it for now. But you know, obviously that's from heat. So it just goes to show, who knows what, you know, how bad it could have gotten. Well, it got to the point where it wouldn't start the engine at all. So that goes on here. And like I said, it was so gummed up that it wouldn't even spin. I actually thought that it was fixed on here. It was so bad. But now, cleaned it up, and there's no oil on this at all right now, so that's pretty good. The starter clutch, for a lot of people, apparently is another issue. For me, I was lucky that it spins pretty good, so I'm not going to have to replace the starter clutch at all. I cleaned these housings up. Like I said, this is cleaned up. You can see a little bit in there too, still left. I will clean it, spray it down with carburetor cleaner. There's still some in there. This side came out pretty good. And that came out pretty good. Actually really good. So this is probably the worst part, but you can get an idea of what was in there. If I don't get to show all the pictures, imagine this is after I scrubbed it with a Brillo and hot water, and I'll hit it with some carburetor cleaner, see if I can get the rest of that out. But if you're getting sluggish starts when your engine is hot, or that common thing with the Busas that, you know, you stop somewhere to get gas, your engine's already been running, and now you got to wait 5-10 minutes for it to cool down. Yes, adding a secondary fan and all that other stuff will reduce engine temperature, but ultimately I'm suspecting that this issue for me was the cause of that sluggish hot engine start. and eventually no start at all. This was, like I said, this was really bound up. So look into it. I think I found a gasket kit for about $9 on eBay. Pop this off. I think it was like a number 12 or 14 millimeter. Just a bunch of bolts that go around. Bunch of bolts that go around here. I think they were about 12 or 14, something like that, millimeter. And take it off. Take a look. Make sure that that's spinning freely, your clutch, and the limiter is spinning freely. I think it's called the limiter or idler gear. Make sure that that's spinning freely. Make sure you don't have that full of gunk, and there's no other gunk all over the place. That's my situation. Once I put all the stuff back, I might do just a dry fit. I'm waiting for the gasket set to come in, but I might do a dry set, a dry fit, just put everything together and crank it and make sure that this is the actual problem. So something for you guys to consider. And the bike that I'm working on, just by the way, if I didn't mention it before, is a 2003 Suzuki Hayabusa.